Oh my goodness, I'm just not quite ready yet. I'm not ready. All right, guys, hold on.
Attention seniors and those who care about them, or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide.
Hey guys, welcome.
345-1214. 954-345-1214.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of SCREENLESS Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air.
All right, good morning, everyone.
With Brian Craig.
Oh, man, all right. What a weekend. What a Friday. Things are just not going well if you're a Democrat, and things are going very well if you are a pro-life, conservative, MAGA Republican. Oh, man. Yeah. Even though it was leaked out that the Supreme Court was overturning Roe v. Wade weeks ago, I mean, that was leaked out, it seems like forever ago, it still is shocking when it came out, wasn't it? I mean, you know, when that Roe v. Wade decision came out, when that Roe v. Wade decision came out, it was a shocking decision, even though we had the leak. Because, you know, we've always talked about overturning Roe v. Wade, and the reality of the situation is, prior to President Trump coming down the escalator, all those Republicans in Congress, all those Republican presidents who talked about being pro-life and overturning Roe v. Wade never had any intention on doing it. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I'm not exactly sure why. Probably different reasons for different fake rhinos. But President Trump did what no other Republican would ever have done. Because while the story is the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, to be completely accurate about it, President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade. That's it. He did. President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade. He put perfect people on the Supreme Court to do that. And now the left have become complete ag. Then he moves away so nobody can grab him. And he says, you're one of the people that's going to kill women. You're going to kill women, he yelled at Giuliani, who's now facing assault charges. You and your blanking friend are going to kill women. Then he starts yelling out all kinds of curses. And every once in a while, he puts in that woman thing, said Mayor Giuliani. You guys think you're saving babies, but you're going to kill women. The attacker continued his rage, according to Mayor Giuliani. The incident occurred 2 days after the Roe v. Wade overruling. He told Curtis Sliwa on WABC in New York that the slap felt like somebody had shot him. Luckily, at 78, I'm in pretty good shape. And I've got an interview that I'm going to play for you in a moment that is from an eyewitness describing it in detail, and it's pretty upset. First off, this. Mayor Giuliani, Rudy Giuliani, is an American hero. No doubt about it. Mayor Giuliani is an American hero. When America was attacked on 9/11 and he was the mayor of New York, he was the only government official who wasn't running and hiding somewhere. He went right to ground zero. All his advisors, the police, the fire, they didn't want him there. He went right to ground zero and took charge while President Bush was flying and lost out west. Dick Cheney was in a bunker. The entire Congress, both houses, were evacuated to military installations. That's probably where Biden was. And they were all hiding and worried about themselves. But not Rudy Giuliani. Mayor Giuliani, during the attack, We didn't know what else was coming. We didn't know if it was over. We didn't know this was the beginning of what. Mayor Giuliani, unlike every other member of the government, went right to ground zero during the attack on America and is the Audie Murphy of the war on terror. There were a lot of heroes that day, but he was the only government official who showed tremendous heroism on September 11th. And no one should be disrespecting a war hero. The man should have been given a medal. Maybe he was. Did George W. Bush give America's mayor a medal for his bravery on September 11th? If not, he should still get one. He still is deserving. And I'll never forget Mayor Giuliani and the way he was that day. And if you question it, go online and watch the footage of that day of Mayor Giuliani. It was absolutely amazing what Mayor Giuliani did. These people are disgusting. So that's one aspect. Another aspect is you've got these triggered liberals all weekend that are out of control. Don't believe these pundits. Oh, well, the Democrats have an issue that's going to bring their people to the polls. No. The majority of the American people are on the side of the Supreme Court. Look at the people who are being triggered and acting out. They are freaks and geeks. They are rejects. I saw this thing about women going on a sex strike. Did you see the women that are talking about? They're already on a sex strike with men. Well, how effective is a lesbian sex strike going to be against men? By the way, why are they calling on men to do something? And what can be done? I thought they were independent, strong women. They're going to use their bodies and sex to try to coerce men into doing things? Isn't that what ended up putting Harvey Weinstein behind bars? I mean, what are they talking about? This is not, I see these pundits on the weekends. Oh yeah, the Democrats, they got an issue now. Their people are going to go to the polls. This isn't going to help them. This overturning of Roe v. Wade doesn't help Democrats at all, especially with the way they behaved since the ruling came down. By the way, callers on hold, stand by. It's going to help Republicans. And it's going to help Republicans because a lot of people think, Republicans are do-nothings when it comes to these big issues. And a lot of times they are. And it shows how important President Trump is in this midterm election cycle. Here's President Trump, a year and a half since his first term ended, and he just overturned Roe v. Wade on Friday. Trump did that. By who he put on the Supreme Court. He told us he would when he ran for president the first time. That was his goal. He'll put justices on the court that will overturn Roe v. Wade, and it happened. That Supreme Court Roe v. Wade decision on Friday was the most important, the biggest Supreme Court decision of my lifetime. At least since I've been coherent. I was 2 years old in 1973. I don't remember 73. I do remember telling people I was 3, this many. You hold up the 3 fingers, I'm this many. So that would have been 74. But that's just a blur and just a blur or two. Not really even memories. But no, this is the biggest Supreme Court decision of my coherent lifetime, I should say. And it's absolutely amazing. No one could have gotten this done but President Trump. That's right. All right, you callers on hold, stand by. There's only one opening on our board at 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number's toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back after this.
Hi, folks. Dr. Matez here. Now it's the Biostation West Delray.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, hold on. Steve Kane Show. On. Steve Kane Show. No. What can I do for you?
Minor symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all...
Well, then I don't have time to talk off the air. So if you want to talk on the air, I'll put you on. But I really don't. I can't. Okay. I just don't have time to talk off the air to people. I'm not trying to be rude.
That's 561-320-8893.
Traveling, you need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in
Good morning, everyone. Make sure you like the video. If you're new, subscribe.
where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show. Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
All righty, we're back. Yes. 19 minutes after the hour. Oh, man, what an exciting day. All right, just one opening on our very busy board. You're on the radio. Is this Wisconsin Gary?
Good morning, Brian. How are we doing today?
I'm doing all right. What's a great weekend, huh?
It's been a great weekend, but I'm going to fill in a little story of a harsh wake-up call this morning. I actually got to the yard and then to find out that our fuel yard pumps were not working, so I actually had to buy fuel at a truck stop. I won't name the name because I don't want to give a promotional to it, but when I went there, they only limited me to 150 gallons of fuel, and this truck takes 300 gallons, which is 296 actual fillable gallons. And so by the time I got out of there filling up the truck and the reefer, it was $907.07. So
wow.
Yeah, a nice reality.
Now, how much would it have cost to fill up that tank roundabout when President Trump was in office?
Both tanks easily and a reefer, probably about $400 or $500.
So it's doubled.
Administration, yes, it definitely doubled. But if I would have had to fill up both tanks and also the reefer unit, I figured it out was going to be almost over $1,000. It's like $1,266.
Oh, so it's actually about 3 times the cost that it was with Trump. Oh my goodness. Well, I got to tell you, you got to take the advice of Joe Biden. You need to go electric in that 18-wheeler. Get a Tesla 18-wheeler.
Don't even get me started on there, Brian, because I just seen in the yard we had 2 hybrid trucks. One had, or 2 hybrids with diesel fuel and electric, and I took some photos of that, and I was hoping to get a live stream of it during the day, but those trucks have gone already. Somebody must be in the trucks already.
Wow, I wonder how much those cost. A hybrid 18-wheeler.
Yeah, well, the reality check of it is, it's like I still have issues of going up hills, controlling the truck, maybe things of that. So
how can an electric engine, how can an electric-powered motor generate enough power to haul a full load?
That's, I guess, what people that are going to be driving those trucks are going to have to basically say, and I think it's, for the company, I think they'll end up just sending them maybe local, in my opinion, just to try them out. I don't think they're going to want to do long hauls with them, so hopefully to say what's going to happen with that is going to be a really big story.
Oh, my goodness.
Fossil fuel until the day that I die, as long as I can. So.
Yeah.
But getting back to the Supreme Court, I had a very interesting conversation with an individual while we were up north. And when we go up north, there's a sign that's a billboard that's right there. It says, it's easy to be pro-abortion if you're not the one being killed. So, I mean, when I was up there, I actually had a conversation, no arguing, believe it or not, but, I was sitting there pointing out the points. It's like, well, if you kill a dog, you're going to have animal cruelty. And the guy says, oh, yeah. And I was like, so it's okay that if, let's say you shoot your wife, you're going to be considered murdering your wife, correct? And he was like, well, yeah. I was like, well, isn't that the same thing when it comes to a baby? I mean, granted, it's inside a mother's womb, but it's still a ticking life. It's still murder.
Yeah.
He was like, well, yeah, you kind of got a point, but you also brought up the Supreme Court. Back in 71, when this was first brought into the court, and then in 73, because I did some research before you came on, back then it was a 4 to 5, so there was 5 Democratic justices on the Supreme Court at that time. So to get back at one thing that, and I hate to use her name, Whoopi Goldberg, was about, this and that of what she said in the View, it's like, take this because we had to deal with your president. Well, now, since President Trump put those 3 justices in and finally made Roe v. Wade right, but under the Constitution, as under the Founding Fathers, not one should that ever came in front of the Supreme Court under a constitutional amendment, because the Founding Fathers never, ever put that in the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Any shape or form.
Yeah, that's right.
Go back to the states, let the states make up their own rules, let them deal with it, and if New York and California want to have abortion, granted, even though some of us believe it's wrong, and I hate to downgrade some women, keep your legs closed, you'd never have that problem.
Yeah, and guys, men will probably become a little more responsible because they don't want to have an unplanned pregnancy. Now, that's a little personal responsibility is going to come into things.
Should. So, Brian, you have a great, fabulous day, and have a happy 4th of July.
All right, take care. Take care. By the way, we will be live on the 4th of July. Just so you know, we will be live on the 4th of July. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Wisconsin Gary, always a great call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Louisiana.
Hey, Brian. Hey, bro. I saw the video. I wasn't going to watch the video.
What video?
Listening. Well, of Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, the attack on Rudy Giuliani.
I want to tell you, listeners, there's a YouTube channel called Midas Touch. Go watch the video. All I'm saying is go watch the video and get your own opinion of it.
Well, this is what I know. I'm going to play a witness account in a moment, but the Rudy Giuliani attacker was arrested. So the police think that there was a crime committed. You don't? You can just go up to 78-year-old men and just hit them?
Go look at the video.
I did look at the video. Can't you ever listen before you call? All right, have an opinion. You're very void of opinions in your calls lately. Watch the video. I don't know. Yeah, come on.
Okay.
This is a place where people come that have strong opinions.
Opinion. Okay, I got an opinion on something. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, I got an opinion on something. Rudy Giuliani may have been a great mayor during 9/11, but now, was Rudy Giuliani basically going to be what's happening now?
No, he's not pathetic. He's not pathetic. First off, he did more. Well, in your mind, all right. Thank you for the call. I'm not going to allow American war heroes, all right, to be talked about in these terrible ways on this program. I'm sorry. I'm all for letting people share their views, but there's certain people that you don't attack, and you don't attack war heroes. And Rudy Giuliani is a war hero from the War on Terror. In fact, he's the first hero of 9/11. Of the entire 20-year War on Terror, he was the first hero of that war. And it's so unusual for people in government to do heroic things during wartime, but Mayor Giuliani did. On top of that, the biggest problem facing New York City right now is crime, and that was the biggest problem facing New York City when he became mayor, and he cleaned up crime too and saved a lot of lives that way as well. He's a great man, Rudy Giuliani. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's John from Pompano.
Yeah, Pompano. Speak up.
Oh, sorry. So I just have 2 things. One, those polls that you see where it's like 18% of people approve of, Biden's handling of the economy, or 30% of people approve of him, and you're like, who are these 30%? Who are these, 18%? Well, I figured out. It's people like Louisiana where, you don't actually think they exist, but, when you look at the polling and you see there's a way larger amount of people that agree with Biden on certain things. But Louisiana is one of them. And then secondly, going back to what you were saying with the, talking about the abortion, I saw a real disturbing image I was on Citizen Free Press, and there was a woman who had, she must have been 7 months, 8 months or something along, and she had her shirt pulled up and cinched around like her lower chest area, so she was walking around with her belly out, and on it she wrote, "This is not a human being." And it was like the imagery of it was so disturbing. I think Republicans should use that constantly to bring an emotion.
You know, I've seen that photo. I don't really think anyone wants to look at that woman's belly, but I know what you mean. I mean, it's a sicko.
It's visceral. It was like a visceral, like, oh my God, like how could you, like.
Over the weekend, I watched the latest Tarantino film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And it was about, what was the name? Oh, I'm not quite awake yet, guys. What was the name? Sharon Tate. Sharon Tate, who was killed by the Manson family, is a primary character in that movie. And not only was Sharon Tate killed, but the Manson family, they cut her unborn child out of her. It's very, very brutal. And by these Democrat standards, they didn't kill two people there. They just killed one, Sharon Tate, not the baby.
Well, yeah, but there's some laws that it's double homicide if you kill like a pregnant.
Well, yeah. Well, Scott Peterson, who's in prison for killing his wife, Lacey Peterson, remember like 15, 20 years ago he killed her? He was charged. He's been charged and convicted of 2 murders, right? His wife's murder and their unborn child, Connor. And when Scott Peterson was being charged, the Planned Parenthood and National Organization for Women and Feminists went out on a national protest asking prosecutors in California to drop the second murder charge against Scott Peterson, the charge for murdering his unborn child.
Argument.
That's right.
I think I remember that. Yeah, it's the things that they say where it's like it's a constitutional right, I think that's the point. It was never a constitutional right because it wasn't in the Constitution, so it's.
Well, what they say is the right to privacy. The right to privacy. You don't have the right to privacy to do illegal things, and I'm sorry.
One of the things that angers me is they also said
it is right, just, legal, or constitutional.
Right, and people are constantly forgetting in these arguments that there's plenty of pro-life. Even The Guardian came out with an article that said, why are there more pro-life women than men? And I think it was talking about the millennial generation, and I couldn't believe it, but it's out there, and I even saved it. And so it's like they pretend as if there's no pro-life women out there either, and so it's just, everything about their argument is so like it's like fallacious. It's not. It's really not coherent. And I also, when I was working with, I made a comment online. I don't know. It's all a mess, Brian.
Yeah. Well, no, it's not a mess. We won. We won. Roe v. Wade has been overturned. It's something that we never thought would be possible. President Trump on Friday overturned Roe v. Wade. It's absolutely amazing. So no. Things are going very well. These trigger laws have gone into effect all over the country, and it's wonderful things going on here. No. This is great news. Do you know how many lives President Trump has saved from now and forever? Millions and millions of lives have now been saved. I've seen stories where abortion facilities, starting on Friday, were canceling procedures.
Yeah, man. He people will never recognize between him not having any new wars, between him and the Supreme Court justices and the ruling now, he has saved millions and millions of lives just by his actions.
Well, just on this alone, I believe, we don't know what President Trump's going to do in his second term. Whatever he does will be great. But I think his greatest accomplishment will be his overturning of Roe v. Wade.
And what's great, too, is people are going to get more and more upset because all these things, even though it's not completely fair to blame it on Biden, all this is happening on Biden's watch. All, women, quote unquote, losing their rights is happening on Biden's watch. He really is, it's just, I think this is, it's a double-edged sword where it's like, this is a great moment for Trump, but it's also, it makes Biden look bad because, again, he's losing so much ground, on all the issues Democrats care about. So,
That's right.
Hopefully this will hit him too.
That's right. All right. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. All right. Hey, callers on hold, stand by. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. We'll take our break and be right back. Don't go anywhere.
This is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting.
Now, by the way, I'm watching on my iPad. There's no buffering. If there's something on your end, but not on mine. Be right back, guys. Wait, I got to hit the next commercial first.
He came out, he did a free roof inspection, which he does for everybody, not just us. And sure enough, we needed a new roof. We had a mold problem. It was only going to get worse. He dealt with our HOA association. He fixed our roof. Not only did he take care of the roof, he took care of the ceiling stains. So they removed all the popcorn, they cleaned everything up, they painted, they sealed, inside and out. Everything is beautiful. And I have to tell you, when we get those hard South Florida rainstorms, it is such a pleasure to listen to the raindrops on the roof and not have to worry about it leaking or causing further problems. The staff was courteous. Tom answered every question. Call Tom Laporta for a free roof inspection. He does residential.
No, nothing's cutting in and out. Everything's fine.
His cell number is 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. Make sure you tell him Lori Kane sent you.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, and learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. You'll also learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. Mayor Giuliani attacked by triggered pro-choice, pro-abortion liberal man over the weekend, and we're also celebrating President Trump overturning Roe v. Wade on Friday. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Am I on the air?
Yes, you are.
Okay, Ben Shapiro is one of the most, he promotes abortion. That man has a fluency disorder. I'm a retired teacher. When he's talking rapidly like that, that's a disorder called ERS, extremely rapid speech. That's a disability. And that can be indicative of a minimal brain dysfunction. I don't know if anybody's thought of his speech.
Oh, no, I think his fast speech is just his arrogance. I've heard him talk about it. He said this. I've heard him say this on his program, Ben Shapiro. He says he talks so fast because he has limited time and he has so much to say. He has to talk fast to get everything out.
Well, frequently, persons with disabilities don't want to admit their disability, and they'll say almost anything to cover it up.
Mm-hmm.
I have something else to say about substitute teachers. And
well, I don't understand what substitute teachers have to do with the program that we're talking about, but I'll give you a moment.
When schools give substitute teachers their key, frequently they have them deposit their key in an open drop box on a counter that anyone has access to, and it's a school security issue.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right. I appreciate the call. I don't, okay. Open Phones is Friday, okay? Open Phones is Friday. Call back on Friday. Maybe we'll talk about the key. Sounds like talking to Captain Queeg and the Kane Mutiny about the key with the strawberries. Hey, let me try to get the show back on track. So Mayor Giuliani was attacked. Let me see. I do have an interview with a witness here. Hold on. Let me get this queued up here. Let me see here. Yeah, Rudy Giuliani, here it is. He was attacked in this grocery store over the weekend by a crazed pro-abortion Democrat man. And this is a woman who witnessed the physical attack on war hero, American hero, America's mayor, Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
I was doing my normal, usual grocery shopping here in ShopRite. And when I happened to see the former Mayor Giuliani in there, I went up to him, said hello. He was more than cheerful to say hello to me. And I wanted to take a photo with him. Exactly when I was ready to take this photo, a gentleman that works here hit him open-handedly in the back, closer to his neck, and said to him, "Hey, you f***ing scumbag." So, number one, he's a senior citizen. No matter what his political views are, nobody should be hit. That's number one. A senior citizen. And it's not like he was in there telling everybody, yeah, vote for me, vote for me. No. He went to use the men's room. And then this gentleman, obviously, isn't happy with Giuliani, decided to assault him. So the gentleman was arrested, and...
How quickly did this happen? What time was this? At 6 o'clock-ish?
I don't really recall. I would say in the time frame between 2 and 3 o'clock.
Okay.
It's okay to get out here.
How quickly did this incident happen?
It happened so quickly. I mean, I was shoulder to shoulder with Giuliani.
Okay.
And, you know, I could have been hit. Never mind me. I just felt bad for Giuliani. He hit him so hard that I felt it. That's how bad it was.
Could you describe the person who allegedly assaulted Giuliani?
You know, like I said, I'm an often shopper here, and I've seen that employee in here. You know, I've never had words with him or anything. I'm actually stunned that this gentleman did that, especially knowing, you know, everybody in here is all his staff, they're very helpful, nice. The owners are nice to everybody.
All right. Oh, man. So Rudy Giuliani attacked, taking a picture with a lady, you know. But it's our people that are the problem. It's the MAGA that's the threat. It's not MAGA that's the threat. Look at what's going on here. You know, there were more pro-life pregnancy centers attacked. The number's up around 30 pro-life pregnancy centers being attacked now. Think about that. It's around 30. Where is this story in the news? This epidemic of liberal attacks on pro-life pregnancy centers. About 30 now. There were more over the weekend. An attack on America's mayor. Coast-to-coast attacks. I saw a disturbing video over the weekend. A pro-life minister was attacked by pro-abortionists. Not only did they attack this preacher, they took his Bible, ripped the pages out of it, and threw them on the ground. Hate crime. Where's the media on this? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Nah. You know, the triggered liberals are out there this morning already. And, you know, you guys don't realize it. I realize it. But the triggered liberals are out there this morning. I don't understand why you would be triggered over lives being saved. You know, after the next break, I'm going to get into some other issues. But you are very much welcome to call in throughout the program on any reaction you have of the left since the Roe decision. But you know, President Trump not only did this, he has saved millions of lives from that, and this will be an ongoing thing. President Trump overturning Roe v. Wade means he'll be saving lives from this point forward and forever in this country. It's a never-ending legacy of lives saved by President Trump. That is absolutely an amazing accomplishment. And when he finishes his second term in 2028 and he begins building his presidential museum, which will open sometime in the 2030s, hopefully here in South Florida, since his home is at Mar-a-Lago. It would be, believe me, if President Trump builds his presidential museum here, I'm going to find a way to volunteer somehow to be a part of that. There'll be a huge portion of his presidential library about overturning Roe v. Wade. And the liberals, they just can't handle it. They can't handle it. We're going to take our last break of the first hour. When we get back, I'm going to get to some of my audio sound bites. Callers on hold, don't go anywhere. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and
Steve
feet?
Kane Show.
Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching. Are you not?
All right, hold on.
Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe
John, $5 super chat. Thank you, everyone. Please thank John.
but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical
I wanted to wish Mike Lindell an early happy birthday. Tomorrow, June 28th, is Mike Lindell's birthday. I did not know that. Thank you.
To your neuropathy symptoms, 754-222-6642.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Tom in Boca Raton.
Yes, Tom.
I have a quick question. What makes you think Trump can?
Oh my gosh. This is what it's going to be like because we're winning. This is what it's like when you're winning. Enough. I'm gonna think about that. I was gonna make an announcement, a quick rash announcement. I'm gonna think about it before I make that announcement. I'm gonna think about it. I'm not gonna make the announcement right now. All right, callers on hold, stand by. 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. When the Roe v. Wade decision of President Trump's was announced on Friday, we've seen these triggered liberals. This one claims to be a Republican, but she's no Republican. Her name's Ana Navarro. She's part of the Coven of the View. And she went over on CNN with a couple other ladies, and it looks like she's trying to form a second coven. And Ana Navarro said some of the most disgusting things I have ever heard say on television. Certainly, very well could be the most disgusting things I've ever heard said by, like, a host. Right? I mean, and this is scary stuff. This is Ana Navarro, and I'm very curious what's been going on since Friday and the family of Ana Navarro, who said some really sick things. This is Ana Navarro on Friday on CNN talking about the Roe v. Wade decision.
And because I have a family with a lot of special needs kids, I have a brother who's 57 and has got mental and motor skills of a 1-year-old. And I know what that means financially, emotionally, physically for a family. And I know not all families can do it. And I have a step-granddaughter who was born with Down syndrome.
Okay, so what she's talking about here is, this is interesting stuff. What Ana Navarro is doing is talking about, listing off very specifically people in her family that have Down syndrome, and it sounds as if Ana Navarro is arguing that they should have been aborted. Her brother, her step-grandchild should have been aborted.
And because I have a family with a lot of special needs kids. I have a brother who's 57 and has the mental and motor skills of a 1-year-old. And I know what that means financially, emotionally, physically for a family. And I know not all families can do it. And I have a step-granddaughter who was born with Down syndrome. And you know what? It is very difficult in Florida to get services. It is not as easy as it sounds on paper. And I've got another step-grandson.
Oh my goodness. Boy, I've heard of wicked stepmothers, but I've never heard of a wicked step-grandmother before. But we have discovered my first known case of a wicked step-grandmother. So she's got a 57-year-old brother that she believes should have been aborted. She's got a step-granddaughter and a step-grandson that she thinks should have been aborted.
Who is very autistic, who has autism, and it is incredible. And their mothers and people who are in that society, who are in that community, will tell you that they considered suicide because that's how difficult it is to get help. Because that's how lonely they feel, because they can't get other jobs, because they have financial issues, because the care that they're able to give their other children suffers. And so why can I be Catholic and still think this is a wrong decision? Because I'm American. I'm Catholic inside the church.
Oh my goodness. So she's got, this is just insane. This is insane. So she's got a brother, a step-granddaughter, and a step-grandson that she thinks should have been aborted, and other people that are pregnant with Down syndrome babies, they should have abortions before they're born because she knows how tough it is to have these people in your family. I guess it interrupts your lifestyle, huh? And then she says this thing that she's Catholic when she's in the church. No, you're Catholic, you're Christian all the time, in the church and out of the church, not just in the church.
I don't think this is a wrong decision because I'm American. I'm Catholic inside the church. I'm Catholic when it comes to me. But there's a lot of Americans who are not Catholic, and they're not Christian, and they're not Baptist. And you have no damn right to tell them what they should do with their bodies. Nobody does.
It's not their body. Oh, by the way, yes, somebody does. The people of the different states now will tell people what to do when it comes to abortion. Anna Navarro. Roe v. Wade was overturned. Sorry. You got talking points from Friday morning and 50 years prior. Update your talking points, Anna Navarro. You know, I gotta wonder what do you think happened at Anna Navarro's house over the weekend? Especially in her with the step grandchildren. What do you think her stepchildren think right now? She's got a stepchild, maybe two, that are the parent or parents to her Down syndrome suffering step grandchildren that she thinks would have been better off having been aborted. Let me tell you something. If there was someone, I mean, this is beyond theory. This is very specific. She's bothered that she has responsibility for her 57-year-old brother. Think about that. It's expensive. Well, you're on The View. You make some good money, Anna Navarro. You should easily be able to afford. She's bothered by it. And now she marries someone and he's got grandchildren that got Down syndrome. Are you kidding me? What do you think happened over the weekend in that family? What do you think the phone calls were like between her stepchildren and her husband? Let me tell you. If someone in my family were on national television saying that my child, and someone's got two children, would have been better off aborted, I'd be calling up my whoever was married to them in my family and saying, that's it. We're done. We're never coming over again. We're never speaking again. Not while you have that woman in the house. Not while you are married to that woman, Anna Navarro. I'm not going to come to a home where a woman lives who thinks that my child would be better off having been aborted and never born. You know, my wife and I were friends with someone. This was about 20 years ago. And we stopped being friends with her over the issue of abortion. She had a daughter who was in high school, 16, 17 years old, who got pregnant. And she took her 16, 17-year-old daughter to have an abortion when she was 5 months pregnant. And this was a well-to-do family, a millionaire family. They were millionaires. She had had a lawsuit and won a few $1 million in a lawsuit. So she was wealthy. Lived in Steve Kane's neighborhood, actually. So these were people of means. And not only did she take her high school daughter to have an abortion in the 5th month, she's telling people about it. And I remember when my wife told me, I was like physically ill. This has been a long time ago. We never talked to her again. Because that was just sick. Yeah. Yeah, it made me sick inside. I was just so disgusted by it. I mean, there was no need to do this. The woman has since passed away. But to be telling people about it on top of it, maybe she was telling people to try to get some approval. You know how people do. They feel bad about something, they feel guilty about something, so then they do something like that to try to get, some approval. She didn't get it from us. We never talked to her again. That was pretty brutal. And let me tell you something. Ana Navarro, if she does not have problems in her family after that CNN appearance, but this is all over the Twitter. It's all over the place. A lot of people are talking about this. Everyone who knows her stepchild with the 2 children with Down syndrome know that their father is married to Ana Navarro, and Ana Navarro said that their children should have been aborted. If her family's not upset with her husband, their dad, and are not, my goodness, I would be, can you imagine? What kind of person says that their brother and their 2 step-grandchildren should have been aborted? Because it's expensive. It's difficult to take care of. Life's difficult. Life's expensive. I've never heard someone talk that way openly. Have you? Not about their own family. I remember when Sarah Palin was running for vice president with John McCain, I did hear liberals say, even on this program, my goodness, that Sarah Palin should have had an abortion, that she should not have brought a child with Down syndrome into this world. I did hear people say that were attacking Sarah Palin. But that's removed. That's removed. It wasn't Todd Palin saying it. You understand what I mean? It wasn't her husband. It wasn't someone in her own family who said their family member should have been aborted. This is not removed. This isn't in theory. She says, I have 3 family members who should have been aborted. That's Ana Navarro. Oh my goodness. I wonder if she's going to be on The View today and if she'll walk that back. Our number's toll free, 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. Oh man. Did you guys catch the Trump rally over the weekend in Illinois? Great rally, wasn't it? Did you see? Mike Lindell was there. Mike Lindell spoke before Trump. Mike Lindell, who the left are trying to put out of business, was there. And he was honored by President Trump, too. Yeah, President Trump gave him a shout-out. And, I've been telling you guys what Mike Lindell's been going through. They're trying to put him out of business because he's MAGA, he's vocal about it, he loves and supports President Trump, and he always will. And he's, Walmart dropping their deal with MyPillow and no longer carrying MyPillow products is a financial attack. It's like corporate terrorism done against Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Someone just told me that tomorrow is Mike Lindell's birthday. Stand with Mike Lindell and support the Steve Kane Show at the same time. Go to MyPillow.com. There are great deals there. Buy something with our promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. My mother called me yesterday. She just ordered the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets, which are buy one, get one free with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. They are made of 100% Giza cotton, the finest cotton in the world. And you know that one thing about these sheets, well, a couple things. One, they perfectly regulate your body temperature. I have 6 sets of them, 4 regular and 2 flannel. What really amazed me the most when we first made the bed with the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets is how that bottom fitted sheet fits perfectly on the mattress. Every other set sheet I've had my entire life, you can get 2 corners on okay, the 3rd corner barely, and you get that 4th corner on the bottom sheet, you're using all your strength to try to get it over just a little bit, like a couple centimeters on the mattress. I pulled on that 4th corner so hard I was scared to death with all of my fingers that I'd slip and my back would hit the dresser and the knob of the dresser would go in my back. It's frightening, yeah, or I'd fly across the room depending on what corner I'm on and hit the closet door. The MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream Sheets fits perfectly. Just 2 fingers and a thumb, all 4 corners go on. Boom, 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 boom. It's absolutely amazing. Buy one, get one free on the MyPillow Giza Cotton Dream Sheets. My mom just got the 2 sets over the weekend. She ordered them. But there's a lot of other great deals there, too. The BOGO Extravaganza continues. Stand with Mike Lindell and support the Steve Kane Show at the same time. All right, we'll be back right after this break.
This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your...
Steve Kane Show. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane. Hold on. Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
Agencies in the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, and learn how to
All right,
avoid
there's just one opening on the board.
your assets. You will also learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free living trust workshop with attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, June 28th
Steve Kane Show.
at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Del Rey. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalfoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs.
Oh, Rome, Wisconsin had like the best seats at a Trump rally you can get.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone.
Oh, D, you're on hold? You know, I don't know who's on what line, so bear with me.
Not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now, Steve Kane with Brian Craig.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. To our phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Al, Country.
All right, speak up, Al. Yeah, speak up, Al.
Enjoying my pastrami, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich here.
Okay.
Anyway, the question is, all these right-wing people that are in favor of the abortion law being changed and violating a woman's right to choose that she can have it after 15 weeks. You don't see the hypocrisy of Kavanaugh, Coney Barrett, You don't see the fact that they perjured themselves on the. You have any problem with them perjuring themselves, huh?
They perjured themselves?
Absolutely.
Tell me about that.
You don't think they perjured themselves?
Well, tell me what they did.
They lied to Congress. People go to jail for lying to Congress.
Oh, you want to put? Oh, okay. So you want to put the justices? So the justices that voted to overturn Roe v. Wade, you want to arrest them? We're going to put them in the D.C. Gitmo with the January 6 prisoners?
Hey, that sounds like a good idea. Thank you for...
Oh, okay, yeah. You want to, so when judges render an opinion that Democrats don't like, you want to put them in jail now. That's America to you? 4th of July is Monday. Monday is Independence Day. That's how you want to celebrate Independence Day?
Today's Monday. It's not Independence Day. The 4th is Independence Day.
Next week is Independence Day. Next week, I said.
I couldn't.
How did they? I know you couldn't hear me. Yeah. Okay. Tell me about their tell me about the perjury committed by the Supreme Court justices.
Have you seen the?
I mean, this is. I mean, I know you got the talking point because that's what AOC and all the rest are saying. But you just can't say they perjured themselves. You must tell us exactly what how they perjured themselves. What did they say? That was a lie.
Decisive. Do you understand what stare decisis means? Apparently that you don't.
I don't think you know what you're saying. Right now, what you're doing. No, what you're doing right now. What you're doing right now is hoping I hang up on you. Don't worry, I'm going to hang up on you. I probably should have already done it. But you said that the Supreme Court justices appointed by Trump perjured themselves and should go to jail. Tell me exactly what they did that is perjury. What did they say, and how did they lie to Congress?
They believe Roe versus Wade by stare decision shouldn't be overturned.
What they've said is that they cannot comment on what future cases may come before the court, but that there are certain things, they asked them on a number of things, are settled law. However, when new cases bring challenges to the Supreme Court, they render opinions.
I've been doing a commentary live on YouTube, and I'll get a couple hundred.
Oh, a couple 100,000 hits. Okay, all right. Now we know he's back on the drugs. See, that's the talking. He didn't prep before beyond the talking point. He just had the talking point. They perjured themselves, so he doesn't have what they said and showing that they perjured themselves. The Democrats are in such disarray. They're handing out incomplete talking points. All right, let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Donald J. Trump for putting these Supreme Court justices. This is Berta from Texas. I'm laughing from the last call, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, look, number one, on your first talking point, Giuliani, I don't care if it's Giuliani or Pelosi. You don't hit a senior citizen, period.
Well, I don't hit people. No, I don't hit people, especially war heroes. Especially war heroes.
Regardless if you like them or not. You just don't go there. Number two, Anna Navarro, I know her personally. She came to my office and reamed me a new one because her niece worked with me.
Oh, wait, you know Anna Navarro? Oh, my goodness.
Gosh, Brian, she's uglier in person than she is in TV.
Wait, you don't mean physically. You mean the way she presents herself? What do you mean?
No, the way she is, how she gets in your face, she screams,
Really? She screamed at you?
Yeah, remember, I was the only Trumpster in Miami when I worked at Jackson South, and her niece was my employee. I was a boss, and, we all have conversations at lunch or something, but I guess she went back to her family and said, no, my boss thinks that, blah, 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 Trump, Trump, Trump. Well, she came to visit me.
Wait a minute. Anna Navarro, you came to visit you because you are a supporter of Trump.
Me? She didn't appreciate me lying to her niece in Spanish. She went half Spanish, psycho, and half English, and I said, I'm not lying. Hillary Clinton is, a crook. I'm not lying.
Well, wait a minute. She came and confronted you to defend Hillary Clinton?
Yes, in front of everyone.
You know, I got to tell you, she's deranged. That's an insane thing she did.
Deranged. And you know what? With what you just commented, I know for a fact, knowing her family, they're very embarrassed and hurt.
Well, she said over the weekend. Well, let me. So you have a little context. So she said over the weekend that her brother and her two step grandchildren would have been better off if they would have been aborted.
That's horrible. When I saw that, I nearly, my mouth just dropped. She was just saying they were better off gone.
Yeah, better off dead.
So, and the first thing I thought of, and I don't want to mention any names or anything, is go to Facebook and see what was being posted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did. And there were some posts there saying that they're very upset.
The family's upset?
Yeah. And so
let me tell you, if she were my stepmother, and I mean this, if she were my stepmother, and she went on national television and said that my child would have been better off aborted than being born, I'd call up my father and say, you and I will never see nor speak to one another until you leave that woman, Ana Navarro. I wouldn't be done.
I told your wife, Kathy, she's ugly, and she gets in your face and screams at you. One of those that get in your face and screams at you and points in your face, and you look around like people staring, and you're like, okay, because I didn't want to lose my job. I just took it, you know? I said, everybody's entitled to their opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but not to spread your...
Well, I don't understand why she would go and confront someone at their place of employment because they support Trump.
That was her niece, her closest niece, her favorite niece.
Oh, well, excuse me.
And so I was putting a seed of doubt in the 2016...
So what happened? So how long did Ana Navarro yell at you?
It felt like a good hour.
Really? And how many people were watching this?
The whole parking lot, because I took her outside because she was being too loud in my employment, and the patients were there, and I took her outside.
Well, wait a minute. This was at the medical facility, in a hospital.
Yes.
In front of patients, sick people.
She is triggered. You can tell when you see, she is so triggered. One little thing, she is...
Well, you know what I find strange about this is not only just the deranged thing that she did, but it's insane. It's insane. You must have told... Hold on, Berta. You must have told her, wait a minute, this is a hospital, there are sick people here, this is not appropriate.
Everybody has, and plus, I was the only one for Trump, so she's turning around saying she's for Trump, You have patients looking at me that didn't already like me because they were all...
It's too bad you don't have this on video. This would go viral on the internet. It would, yeah.
My husband told me that because he would have sued the crap out of her, the company and everything. He was very upset.
I feel like she assaulted you. I know it's a verbal assault, but that's
a physical assault. It wasn't a physical...
Well, it's a verbal assault, and it. Yeah.
She came in and she was very angry to stop putting lies. And remember the environment and the society how it was then. Nobody could talk about Trump.
No, people can talk about Trump. Well, I got to tell you, hey, Berta, listen, thanks for the call. Oh my goodness, I mean that is. If you didn't catch that, she worked at a hospital in Miami. I know she mentioned it. I know which hospital. Big hospital. One of the biggest in Miami. And she was the immediate supervisor for Ana Navarro's niece. And remember, Ana Navarro is a Jebster. She's with Jeb Bush. She went to this woman's work at the hospital in front of patients and screamed at her for 1 hour because she supports Donald Trump back in 2016. That is a mentally unstable person. Very much so. One opening on the board. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Am I allowed to talk about Trump?
Oh, only if Ana Navarro doesn't hear you.
Okay, I'll make sure.
Yeah.
Rome, Wisconsin.
Oh, Rome, Wisconsin. You were at the Trump rally in Illinois over the weekend.
Yes, I was. I was at the Trump rally.
Now, I saw, you posted some pictures. I saw some pictures of you there. I mean, how far away were you from the president?
9th row.
9th row. Oh, my goodness.
I was so close, it was amazing. That the first row was for the, I forget their title. That those people are always there. The front row Joes. The first row was for the front row Joes, and then right behind them were like some of their family members. And so me getting 9th row was just as good as getting front row. And I even think it was better because I was that far enough so I wasn't like looking up, bending my neck looking up. I was able to see him, straight on and get some amazing footage.
I've told this to people. President Trump's voice is deeper in person than it is on television.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
It is. I know. I don't know why it's not as deep on television as it is in person, but and he looks great. He looks thinner in person too.
It's amazing, yeah. And as usual, he was in his suit and tie, and it was so hot that day. I swear it was 95, 98 degrees, and we didn't have any shade. It was just so hot. And Trump and Mike Lindell too, walking around in their suits. And Mike Lindell, what a wonderful man. I got to stop and talk with him shortly.
Oh.
Just a sweet guy. And I said, hey, you sponsor a radio show I listen to it in Florida. And he goes, I do? Yeah, the Steve Kane Radio Show. I listen to it every morning. I said,
yeah.
And he thanked me and kind of like, I got that elbow squeeze. He couldn't hug, but like I around him talking, and so I got the elbow squeeze, like thank you, and I got a quick picture with him, and
that's awesome.
The whole crowd wanted to talk to Mike, and
well, that's why they're out to destroy Mike Lindell, because look at the love he gets at these rallies.
He's just the sweetest man in the world, and he tried to make time for everybody, even though like he kind of had security around him. Security kept trying to get him to go where he needed to be, but everybody wanted to stop and talk with Mike, and he stopped. He's like, no, I have to stop and talk, and he was just the sweetest man.
Was this your first Trump rally?
This was my first Trump rally. It was the best thing I've...
it's absolutely amazing when I've been to a whole bunch of them. I'd have to. I don't even know if I'd have to count how many I've been to. But it's a pilgrimage. Every MAGA person needs to go to at least one Trump rally. And for you to be in the 9th row, how long did you have to wait to get such a great seat?
Well, we got there at 8:10 in the morning, and we got in line right away. And then doors didn't open until 2 o'clock. So you were just kind of stuck in this cattle line.
Yeah.
Until security, and you had to go through just the most secure security I've ever seen. And once you were into that event area, you couldn't leave it. If you left that area, then you couldn't get back.
That's right. Well, and I'll tell you, and it was hot. I saw President Trump was sweating like crazy during his rally.
It was so hot that white. He brought out a white shirt and he wiped his face. I don't know if you guys saw it.
I saw it.
That was a shirt. That was a Mary Miller shirt. She's running for Congress, and she was passing those out. I had worn my shirt that said "My cat hates Biden," and I actually had to take that shirt off. They gave me that Mary shirt to put on because nobody was allowed to wear any.
Well, I noticed when President Trump wiped his face off, I what I was looking for there, and I noticed that there was no makeup on that white shirt. When he wiped his face off with the white shirt, I thought, I wonder if there's going to be makeup on that. No, that's a tan. That's a Florida tan he has. No makeup.
Yes, it is. Correct. Yes, it is. No makeup. That is the real deal. That is our President Trump.
I know, it's amazing. Mary Miller, who's running for Congress, she misspoke. And now I'm going to play the clip. And President Trump, she's running for Congress in Illinois. She was very nervous. She's not a seasoned politician. She's up there with the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. She misspoke, and now they're calling her a Nazi. Listen.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much, President Trump. It's such an honor to be able to welcome you to God's in front of this massive crowd that loves you. I'm so honored to have your endorsement. President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Okay, so she misspoke. Instead of saying right, she said white, which is a common slip of the tongue when you're talking. And now they're branding her like a Klanswoman in the media.
I didn't even catch that. So you replayed it.
Yeah, I know. I saw it live, on the rally. It happened. So what? Trump loves her. I love her. It was great. She's no Nazi. She's not a Klanswoman. She just was nervous. I'd be nervous too if President Trump brought me up there with him. Who knows what would come out of my mouth.
Exactly. I was nervous just sitting in the ninth row. I'm like, oh my gosh. You could get up and walk around and nobody would take your seat. Nobody would take your belongings. You just left, I left a bottle of water on the seat, and I was able to walk around. Nobody stole the seat.
Well, that's because it's a MAGA rally. It's because it's a MAGA rally, and you've got good, honorable, conservative people who they're not seat thieves. They're not going to steal your belongings. They're law and order people. You go to a Democrat rally, you'd be done. You'd lose your seat. You'd lose your purse.
You sure would. You'd probably even get slapped in the head and poked.
Yeah.
I just love going. Everybody needs to go to a Trump rally. This is the best thing we did. We got up at 2 o'clock in the morning. We were out of the house by 3. We got there at 8:10, and we stood in line in the heat just waiting to see Trump.
I know people do that. See, I'm lucky because I'm a little bit connected because of my job. So I don't have to get there like 15 hours early, But people do it.
If I could have thrown your name out there to President Trump and yelled to him, "Hey, I watched the Brian Gregg show,"
Maybe. But I'll tell you, I'm glad you got to go to a Trump rally. You got to see the president with your own eyes, not on a screen. I know it was, and I got to tell you, that was a very good rally. It was a very good. Wasn't it? It was crazy when he comes out and he's got the security, the Secret Service. There's a lot of them.
There is so much Secret Service and there's so much security. We knew when Trump arrived because all of a sudden there were snipers up on these trailers, and there were 4 per trailer, and they were each facing a direction, watching all around, because all around us was cornfields. We were out in the middle of farmland. And it was so secure with all of this Secret Service security and everything. It was just wonderful. I'm going to do it again. I don't care how far I have to travel. I want to do it again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, Rome, Wisconsin, thanks for calling. I'm glad you got to go to the Trump rally in Illinois this weekend.
Thanks. You bet.
All right. Take care. Wow. See, told you guys. You got to go to a Trump rally. Hey, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break and be back with your calls after this.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need implants, go see him because he has the best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. 4633, BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Hello, this is Mike at Friendly Tire. I've been in business 30 years at the same location and offering great deals on new.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Everyone, please like the video. Oh, man. And you're welcome to call in with your celebrations of Roe v. Wade. No doubt about that. I got a lot of audio to play that I have not gotten to yet. What am I going to play next? Oh, yes. I know exactly what I'm going to play.
977-9445. Thank you.
I know exactly what I want to play when we get back.
Maybe you do and you don't even know it.
Oh, everyone should go to at least one Trump rally. I've been to a whole bunch, and
muscle twitching. Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and
it's amazing. It's amazing. You wait at, people, when you're waiting for hours and hours and hours, it's all forgotten when he comes out.
754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
We are back. Callers on hold, stand by. I want to play an audio sound clip. I have a whole bunch here to play. But I'm just going to play one now. I'll go to the phones, but I want to play one and ask your comment on it. This is AOC over the weekend.
I want to take a moment and honor the spirit of this space and telling stories. Until about 4 years ago, I was a waitress right here at this corner, right here, at what is now that Chase Bank. It used to be coffee shop. I worked there for years. Right next to that coffee shop, 2 doors down, there was a free family health center. I took friends and I supported friends through abortions. When I had friends that were sexually assaulted right after getting off of work. I myself, when I was about 22 or 23 years old, was raped while I was living here in New York City. I was completely alone. I felt completely alone. In fact, I felt so alone that I had to take a pregnancy test in a public bathroom in Midtown Manhattan. And when I sat there waiting for what the result would be, all I could think was, thank God I have at least a choice. Thank God I could at least have the freedom to choose my destiny. I didn't know then, as I was waiting, that it would come up negative, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And that this is for all of us. This is not a women's rights issue.
Woo! Okay. Now, I know women should be believed in all right? But there's two things here that just don't pass the smile test with AOC. All of a sudden, AOC is a rape survivor. She just now, over the weekend, just decided to finally share this. Are you kidding me? But what she said there, she said when she was 22 or 23. She's a young woman. This wasn't a long time ago. She's like 30-ish. If she were violently raped, would she not know how old she was when she was raped? What's this when I was 22 or 23 business? That's my first question. I don't know. I've never been raped. But I imagine, and I've talked to women on the phones here on the radio who have been victims of sexual assault, and they remember every single god-awful detail, especially the one of when it happened, where they were, and how old they were. So that's odd to me, 22 or 23. And then also, who is this rapist? Did she report her rape? If not, why not? And if not then, why not now? There are women that are going after Bill Cosby for things that happened back in '74. If AOC was raped and she knows who that rapist is, she has a responsibility to identify that rapist, maybe go to authorities even still today, these many years later, because that's not the kind of thing a guy does just once. And she could stop him from sexually assaulting other women. Something about her story, though, just doesn't smell legit to me. What do you guys think about that? If a woman is raped, would they not know whether or not they were 22 or 23, especially when they're like 31? And don't you believe that AOC has a moral obligation to tell the authorities who that rapist is? Because if they raped her, They've probably done it to others. And you know what? If they've never been brought to justice because she didn't turn him in back when she was 22 or 3, he could go on to do it even more in the future. Do you believe AOC? You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Conservative Doug.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Well, you know, I certainly think that she would have mentioned this before to get the sympathy vote when she was running for office. So I don't buy the story. But then again, these Democrats will say anything just to get their...
Well, as so far as I know, I mean, doesn't sound like she reported this rape either. So there's a rapist loose on the streets of New York, and AOC knows who he is. We need to bring this rapist to justice.
Maybe she doesn't know.
I don't want rapists running around the streets of New York. I want them stopped.
Unfortunately, we'll probably never know because the media is not going to...
Do you believe AOC?
No, I don't.
You don't believe her?
But that's the Democrats. What they do, they lie. They brainwash. They believe everything they say is true. Everything that they think is right that they think, and we're wrong. And they attack Rudy Giuliani. What does he have to do with abortion? I was on the campaign to elect Rudy, and I don't remember him ever talking about, we got to ban abortion in New York City. So he's never against it. He's just a friend.
No, in fact, I remember Mayor Rudy Giuliani was too liberal for a lot of Republicans when he ran for president. Back, I think it was it 04? Was it, I can't remember when he ran for president. He didn't do well. Maybe it was 08? It was 08? I don't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, man. There's nothing wrong. The guy's a nice guy, and they're picking on these people. These Democrats are just...
Mayor Rudy Giuliani is not just America's mayor. He was the first war hero of 9/11.
The greatest mayor of all time in the whole United States. But this guy, hopefully he gets some time in New York because
Well, the man the deranged liberal pro-abortionist who attacked Mayor Giuliani was arrested. Hey, Doug, take care. Thanks for the call. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tommy from Boca.
Yeah, Tony.
No, I don't believe her.
You don't? Oh, wait, women should be believed. You don't? Why don't you believe AOC?
Because the way that everything's went down in the Democratic Party lately, hiding gross and DUI and everything else, it's just another lie to make everybody feel sorry.
Yeah.
But I got one thing to say, and that's about the abort. A friend of mine, they're having a child. I don't know if they are or not now. Gene 47 is like a gene that you can't reproduce. And the baby's going to be healthy. And they told me they were going to abort it. And I quit my job right there. I worked for them. I couldn't believe it.
Why?
Take a healthy baby.
Why were they going to... How far along was the pregnancy?
14 weeks.
Oh, my goodness. Why?
When Governor DeSantis signed that thing a few weeks ago, it was within that week he was saying this to me. And I just right now I'm shaking. I'm just shaking from this, and because he's a friend of mine, I've known him for years.
Well, why were they going to have an abortion at 14 weeks?
The baby wasn't perfect. A millennial just wanted.
The baby wasn't perfect. What are they? Members of the Aryan Nation? What do you mean the baby wasn't perfect? What was wrong with the baby?
Gene 47.
What is that?
It's a gene that the baby maybe can't reproduce.
Maybe.
Yes, sir, that's the word right there. Maybe can't reproduce. And they were going to abort the baby because of that only.
It says, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking up gene 47, and all that came up was Down syndrome. When you have 47 chromosomes instead of 46, you can have Down syndrome. Wow.
The Down syndrome, he explained it to me as they couldn't reproduce. Like, it'd be born normal, but like if there's a boy.
Well, if reproduction is so important to them, why have they chose to stop their reproduction?
I don't know. It just is just something I want to get off my chest. I've heard you guys speak of this in the last few days.
That's pretty sick.
It is. And that's why I quit my job right there. I got in my car and I drove away.
Really?
Spoke to him since. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because the baby's not perfect. That's what they did in Nazi Germany, man.
This is just a millennium thing. It just, they don't have everything, to me. If they just don't have everything perfect in their life, they just throw a bomb in it, burn it down, try to start over. But, God gave them that chance with that child. Maybe they'll never get another chance. That's what I tried to explain to him that day, and I got in my car and drove off. But you guys have a great day, and God bless America. I love Donald Trump.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, he got another job already. Well, that's good for him. Wow. I got a little sick to my stomach hearing that. Let me take another call. Maybe we can cleanse the airwaves. That was a terrible story, but he did the right thing. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian.
Oh, hey, Richie.
Real quick here. A lot of these employers, including where you went yesterday, I'm proud of you saying goodbye to Disney. A lot of these companies want to pay for these abortions because it's cheaper for them to pay for your airfare or whatever to take you out of town and give you an abortion than to insure you for 20 years or whatever it is. They're doing it for economic reasons. They're not so saintly. That's number one. Number two, AOC said that she took a bunch of people over to that coffee shop that were raped, her friends. What, was she a member of a rape club? I say this because women and rape is an awful thing, but she's so full of crap that the fact of the matter is she needed a psychological evaluation before she ran for office because she's a wackadoodle. They're talking about taking guns away from people if they get in an argument. Well, I mean...
Do you believe her story that she was raped?
Not at all. She said she had friends that she took...
But why do you not believe her?
Why didn't I believe Schiff? Why don't I believe...
Adam Schiff. Well, the reason I don't believe her, there's two reasons. One, she's never told this story before. And two, she didn't know how old she was, 22 or 23. She's only like 31. It wasn't that long ago.
You know that date. You'd know that date. It would be in your head for the rest of your life.
Indeed.
And she's such a liar. And now Murkowski and this other one, this one that's claiming this stupid owl that called up the CISIS. You know that the Supreme Court has overruled cases like slaves were slaves. If it wasn't for the Supreme Court, they'd still be slaves. The fact of the matter is they do make changes because of bad...
Well, this thing with Manchin and everything talking about justices lying to them, that's just to keep these people from harassing them around the country because these pro-abortion marchers are threatening people, attacking people, and the only reason Manchin and McCaskill said that they lied to them is so they won't be threatened like so many others are. That's all.
Well, we got a couple of rhino Republicans every time that are the ones that want to be the big center of attraction. And let me tell you, I watch YouTube all the time, and I watch these demonstrations, and guess what? It was a big failure. You might have had 200 of them marching in each city, marching with pre-made signs. Average age was about 16 with signs that were actually...
And with all those rainbow flags, that's not the reproducing class. The rainbow flags and all. That's
the 30% that are for Biden.
Yeah.
So he's not out in the street protesting.
I saw one protest that was all gay men.
Bomb, Brian. Mm-hmm. The news media trying to push this.
Yeah, don't buy what these pundits are telling you. Oh, the Democrats have an issue now. We gave them an issue. Don't buy that crap.
You know what the issue is? You wake up this morning, you go to put gas in your car to go to work, you realize you can't fill the tank up. Then you say, let me go to the store after work, get something to eat.
This morning I drove my wife's car to work today because my car had no gas in it. And I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want to go put gas in my car today. The tank's on E,
It makes you sick. And the other thing about the Trump rally, I watched the whole thing. Can you imagine putting thousands and thousands of people in the middle of a cornfield or whatever it was in the heat, like it was about 90 degrees. Unbelievable. You know, and you're going to tell me Biden won the election?
Yeah, and then you got people out there for 12 hours and more in that heat. President Trump was sweating so much. Hey, Richie, I'm late for the break. We got to run. We'll be right back after this.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne Automotive, and I got to say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money.
If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, everyone. You're going to love this show if you're new here. And everyone, please like the video.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators.
Yeah, there's a picture of Rome, Wisconsin, and her husband. If you're a member to my YouTube channel, you can see it.
Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, and learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. You will also learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Del Rey. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. Now, I probably should start doing this today, but next week there's a format change, pretty big one, coming to the radio station, and when the format changes next week, don't worry, Steve Kane and I will still be here, but we're adding some elements to the show, which you'll find out about next week, and the breaks, especially the top of the hour and the bottom of the hour breaks, are going to have to be taken on time. And this is, I should have started practicing with that today, taking the breaks on time. And it's going to be, so that's why actually we're coming in on the 4th of July, because it's the first day of the new change. And I want to, we want to be here live on that first day. But also it's the first day having to take the breaks on time. And so you won't want to miss any of that, because Steve and I have been free-ranging it for years when it comes to breaks, and that's just not going to be the case anymore. And I'm actually looking forward to it, because the new elements that are getting added to the show are really, really good, and it's going to make the show a lot better and elevate everything that we're doing here on this radio station and on this program as well. So the era of taking breaks late and being backed up and everything on the breaks, that era will be over in a week. And it's going to make the show sound a lot better, not just because of the elements that we're adding to it, but having to take the breaks on time will, I think, make the show run a lot smoother. But yeah, it's going to be a task though to get used to. All right, well, welcome back, guys. Yeah, Richie had referenced this on Saturday. Well, when the Roe v. Wade decision being overturned came out on Friday, Disney sent out a memo almost immediately. It's like they had it prepared before the ruling. But Disney sent out a memorandum to their employees that because of the Roe v. Wade ruling, they will pay their travel expenses, Disney, to their employees if they have to travel somewhere to have an abortion. And, you know, there's this new there's this new area of the economy that liberals are developing. It's called abortion tourism. And there's a lot of companies that are out there talking about paying the travel expenses of their employees to go and have abortions. One of those companies, as I said, was Disney. And Disney has been doing their woke crap for a long time. It's been getting brutal. Our great governor, Ron DeSantis, has clamped down on them. And they're getting even more and more woke. So they made the announcement on Friday, Disney, that they will pay the travel expenses, which include room and board, to their employees, their abortion-related travel expenses. So that is just a bridge way too far. That means that you go to Disney, you spend money at Disney, you are paying for abortions because they're getting involved in this abortion tourism. So I made a YouTube video. I woke up on Saturday morning and I was thinking about doing this. And I do a YouTube live stream on Saturday mornings. It was on my mind when I was doing my YouTube live stream, but I didn't say anything to anybody. And then after the stream, I was talking to my wife. I said, this is it. We're done with Disney now in this family. We can no longer support Disney until they have a corporate awakening and stop what it is that they're doing. This is just too far. Okay, this is just too far with them paying for the abortion tourism. So I'm an annual pass holder at Walt Disney World and have been for years. And I use my annual pass. It's prepaid, so I can't cancel it, but I'm not renewing it. And it actually doesn't expire until January, I believe. But I used my Disney World annual pass for the last time on Friday, and I made a YouTube video saying goodbye to Walt Disney World. And I know that seems stupid and childish to a lot of you guys. I've been going to Walt Disney World since I was 5 years old in 1976. And I went there on Saturday and rode some of my favorite rides that I rode the first time I went to Walt Disney World when I was 5 years old, including Space Mountain, which is I love Space Mountain. I love that ride. It's very nostalgic for me. Every time I ride it, I get goosebumps because it's nostalgic for me. Pirates of the Caribbean and some other rides, and I made a YouTube video about it. And when I went to Walt Disney World on Saturday, I wore my MAGA cap, and the reaction that I got from people at Disney World was great. I parked my car, and I'm in the Walt Disney World parking lot. A guy comes up to me, a Hispanic guy, and he and his wife were actually speaking Spanish as they walked up to me, and I saw them looking at me, and I don't speak Spanish, baño, that's about it for me. And the guy came up to me and he said, "I like your hat." And I said, "Thank you." He says, "Can I take a picture with you with your hat?" And I said, "Absolutely." I took a picture with him. And throughout my day at Walt Disney World, I had both Disney employees and park attendees compliment my hat. There was one guy who was dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow on the Pirates of the Caribbean, who he couldn't say, and he didn't want to break character, but he pointed to where his hat was. He was wearing a pirate hat. He pointed his sword at my hat, and he nodded his head and gave me a wink. So it wasn't Johnny Depp, but it was a guy pretending to be him. I had people come up to me throughout the entire day, love your hat, like your hat, and not just white people, black people. I had these two black guys. I was walking to Space Mountain, and these two black guys are walking, and then they turned and walked straight to me. And I'm like, oh, someone's going to say something to me. Because they started walking right to me, and I saw them looking at me in my hat, and they said, love your hat, man. I said, hey, gave them thumbs up. An entire family came up to me. Mother, father, children, teenagers and younger, and they were all complimenting my MAGA hat at Walt Disney World. But it was my last time. I'm not going back. Not while they are paying for abortions like they're doing for their employees. So, I'm gonna now. I still like theme parks and riding rides and things like this. So I'm going to be going to Universal Orlando. I'll probably get an annual pass there. It's much cheaper. But I'll tell you this about Disney World. This is an interesting thing about Disney World. And if you watch my YouTube video and you're a regular Disney person, you'll pick up on this. If you're not, you may not. The park was not that crowded. And I was there on a Saturday. I didn't leave my house until about 10:30 in the morning. So I got into the park about 1:30, 2 in the afternoon, which is the busiest time of the day on a Saturday, which is the busiest day of the week. And it was not crowded. It was not crowded at all. And that's because of this wokeness. But I realized something on this visit, which I'll have to tell you after the break, because I got to take a break. I don't have time. We'll be right back.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are...
Hey Barry, it's Brian. You want to go on now, or you want to do it? Okay, hold on. Yeah, see, we have a clock here. This is what this is for the breaks that we have to start going by next week. All right, and tomorrow is the big day. Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group have their Living Trust workshop tomorrow in Delray, and on the line, Attorney Barry Siegel. Hey, Barry.
Good morning. How are you, bro?
I'm doing all right. Well, tomorrow's the day.
Yeah, tomorrow's our June episode of our Living Trust workshop. Tomorrow afternoon at 2 p.m. in Delray Beach. I know it's not the most exciting or attractive topic in the world. However, really, if you dig down deeper, in a way it is, because it's really about protecting yourself and protecting your family, protecting the people that you love. And there's so many things about everything that all of us can admit, things that we don't know and things that we don't know that we don't know. So by coming to something like this, which of course is free and it takes about an hour of your time, you may learn something that you don't know or wasn't even on your radar that could make a big difference in protecting yourself and your family. And so if you have an estate plan, this is still for you. And if you don't have an estate plan, this is definitely for you as well. So we invite you to come. We have room for a few more guests to join us tomorrow. So if you'd like to join us, please call us and let them know you're coming.
Yeah, and it is free, but Attorney Barry Siegel and the Siegel Law Group do ask that you call and make a reservation so they know how many seats, how much space they need, and how many refreshments they need to have as well. And when you call, they'll give you detailed directions. So here's the number, toll-free, to the Siegel Law Group, 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, Attorney Barry Siegel, we'll talk later in the week and have a great workshop tomorrow.
All right, thank you, Brian.
All right, take care. All right, I just got word Steve is ready with us and coming on a little early. Steve, good morning.
I am here. How are you today?
I'm doing all right. How was your weekend?
Well, it was hectic. A lot of stuff going on. I spent most of it in front of the television set preparing for today's show. And it's an exciting time. Lots of exciting things going on.
Oh, yeah.
And,
well, you know, President Trump did what no one thought could be done. President Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, saving millions of babies from now and forever in this country. It's absolutely amazing.
It's all very exciting, but I just warn, and I don't want to be accused of raining on anyone's parade.
But he will.
You can never get too confident with the opposition we're facing.
The ruling happened. That's it. It's settled. Supreme.
It's not settled because, I mean, it's settled up to this point. The question is where it goes from here, and that's the key question, how it affects the election.
It helps us. It helps us.
In reality, it remains to be seen, because I've gotten overconfident in the past. I don't know if you cast your mind back, before they had nominated Biden, before they made that big push. Who is the black politician that decided he was going to refer the whole black vote to Biden? It was
I don't remember. No.
So they decided they were going to coronate Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't understand how you think. Well, okay. Let me. All right. Well, okay.
And you know what they're good.
Okay. Well, let me tell you a couple things. Okay. First, I'm not saying this is true, but let's just say that overturning Roe v. Wade cost us the midterm elections, which it's not. It's going to have an opposite effect. But let's just say that it did. Wouldn't that be worth it to overturn Roe v. Wade, to lose the midterm elections? All those millions of babies that'll be saved. Wouldn't it be worth it?
It's an irrelevant choice.
I would say it'd be worth it. But you know.
Worth losing the. That would be...
saving millions of babies forever? I think so. Yeah.
Let me tell you how I view this. Okay. They throw around this term, the big lie.
Ugh. Yeah.
Abortion is going to be as accessible. I mean, you may have to get on a bus and take an overnight trip to another state, but it's going to be available.
Yeah.
It's still legal. About lawyers that always is so applicable in this. A lawyer's job is to confuse or to clarify, depending on which is in the interest of his client. In this case, the Democrats' job is going to be to confuse the public to thinking there's no more abortion away. They have no more choice. They're going to be stuck for the rest of their life with a baby they don't want. None of that's true. It's a lie. It's the biggest lie.
But you know what, Steve? I think no, they're not. They're going to try to sell it, but that's not going to fly. That's not going to fly. I was watching the protest over the weekend. Oh, okay, all over the country. Look at what you have. Radical people with rainbow flags. That's about it. Those people are already liberal and voting Democrat. They believe me. And they're not gonna. What do they keep talking about? Moving the needle. It's not gonna move their way. They got no issue. What people are concerned about is gas prices, inflation, and these kind of things. This is an old, out-of-date issue. It's an old issue, abortion, and that's it. And the outrage is there's really not as much as you think. And I'll tell you, I think it helps Republicans because a lot of people that are conservative feel like the Republicans are do-nothings, and this really shows what can be done. it makes Trump and his endorsement even more valuable, because he did what, yeah.
They turn out that way, but there is no guarantee. I mean, this throws it.
No. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. I think this has been a severe blow to. Listen, the Democrats. I know what the pundits are saying, that the Democrats now have an issue. They have they got a loser president who's failing on everything. They have no issues. Now they got an issue. This is an issue out of the 70s. Okay? Only very radical people support surgical abortions today. You can get those pills on Amazon.
There's the other side. All I'm saying is we shouldn't be overconfident.
Oh my goodness.
We've got to
Who? What are you talking about? Housewife. That's like who said that? Frank Luntz? The housewives. Let me tell you. Now, Steve. Housewives. Okay. And housewives. Give me a break. Sounds like some focus group crap. What is this? Steve. And that's nonsense. Housewives don't care. No. That's crap. Housewives don't care about abortions. Okay. What? In most American families, the housewife. You know, I haven't heard that term. That tells you how dated it is. Housewife went out with beta tapes. But the housewives that people are talking about, I saw these people on the weekend talk about the housewives. In most American households, the housewife is in charge of the family budgeting and shopping and paying the bills at home. And no one knows how bad the Biden economy is more than the housewives who are struggling for food and gas and paying the bills. So abortion is at the bottom of the. Oh, abortion! Now we'll pay 12 as they're paying $10 a gallon. We can never relax. But you know, we get a tremendous victory, and you're talking like we lost something. But Steve, we're late for the break, but we got a break, okay? All right. Well, yeah, and remember.
When we get back, I want to see what the audience.
Yeah. Do you guys feel like we lost something too on Friday? That's the question. I think it's a tremendous victory. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. We'll be back.
Of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Hi, this is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. If you call or text me on my cell phone, I will analyze your home and your FPL bill over the phone, and I can quote you on insulation, ducts, and rails. And I'll show you how to save up to 30 to 40% on your electric bill this month and for every month from here until eternity. 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Call now. Get up to 50% off and receive an additional $500 on over 2,000 square feet of radiant barrier, an additional $1,000 off on 4,000 square feet of radiant barrier. Call or text me now, 954-939-1500. That's 954-939-1500. Or you can find me on the web at cutmykilowatts.com.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, and learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. You will also learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
The content, information, and opinions expressed during the related show are those of the show personalities and guests alone, and not those of Vic Canellis Media Group, its parent, affiliates, or stations. VCMG Live is not responsible for any content, information, or opinions expressed. User bears full responsibility for their reliance on such content, information, or opinions.
You're listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, the longest-running radio show in Florida, on the air since 1977. This year celebrating 45 years on the air. Now...
All right, the third hour has begun. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. And, well, let's just go to the phones, and then we'll chime in as we go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. Steve, it's Andrea.
Oh, hey, Andrea.
How are you this morning?
I'm hanging in. How about you?
Me too.
So I do agree with Steve that we have to stay, but if the Republicans were smart, and I hope that they are, they would be broadcasting the message terrorists. That should be a very big Republican advertising.
I'm sure it will be.
Going back to these companies that are now adding on to their health care, critical health care to fly people to have abortions, my question would be, well, what if you have an employee that has cancer? What are they going to do about that now? Because essentially you're going to discriminate. You're going to say, we're going to pay for your health care to have an abortion, but if you have cancer, you're on your own. So they just opened the lid to Pandora's box, and I hope there's plenty of lawsuits.
Well, listen, I'll say a couple things here. One, it's not going to cost us the midterm elections, but if it did, it would be worth it to save millions of lives forever through the abortion. But if you look at the reactions around the country, like, okay, this abortion tourism, a lot of companies, Disney and others, are talking about flying employees and paying all their travel expenses to pay for their abortions. It's going to be amazing how many people have to travel to Hawaii and Tahiti to get abortions, but I guess that'll be the number one abortion. How do they know you actually did it, by the way, when you get there? Look at the reaction to these companies doing this. What I've seen even on social media is a unified, almost 100% disgust at companies doing this. Whether it is over just the disgust of what it is or the bias like you talked about. What if somebody that needs a cancer treatment, they're going to cover their expenses? If you look at the pulse of the public, it is on our side on this. I don't care what these rainbow flag triggered lunatic wokesters are saying.
I agree with you. And in my very liberal town, they switched out their handmade tail costumes for like Xena warrior princess, and they were standing.
Well, that's a gay thing. That's a gay thing. Now, you're in Pennsylvania. I haven't seen Dr. Oz out there commenting on this yet. Have you?
Nope.
Yeah.
You know what? I haven't seen anybody that's not true. That's not true. So Wolf came out and said it was, a disgrace, and then a couple of the Democrats said, we're going to fight for women.
Roe v. Wade, just because the leak came out, don't be like, oh, we knew about this. No one ever dreamed overturning Roe v. Wade was possible except Donald Trump. And when politicians would talk about it, it was just thought of as talking point rhetoric. And look what Donald Trump did. He did something that no one thought could be done.
And you know what? That was a very historic moment. And I give every ounce of credit to the Supreme Court justices who did not bend to the mob. I thought that was just one of the most patriotic things that I've ever seen. But I'd like to just send a little comment out to Al.
Liberal Al?
You know who gave us this win? The glorious... He would have retired under Obama's presidency. He would have put a liberal lunatic justice in.
Well, it would have been Garland. Remember, he wanted to put Garland on the Supreme Court, Obama.
Where that would have been.
Well, here's the bottom line is the liberal icon. If she wasn't such a narcissist like all liberals are, she would have retired in the best interest, but didn't. So to liberal Al, embrace the suck. You lost.
Yes, that's right, and we won. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Louise, the mask lady.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Louise.
Hi, Steve, Brian. As a woman, I take offense to this whole issue. I cannot believe it's as though we're saying women are so irresponsible. There is such a need for abortion in this day and age. It should be a non-issue with all the methods of birth control. I mean, where is the women's responsibility, or lack thereof? I mean, this is what it shows me. Oh, women are so irresponsible. There has to be a mass
Well, the women, Louise, the women we're talking about are liberal women. They're not conservative women. They're liberal women.
I'm saying in general, there should not even have to be abortion today because women should be taking responsibility for birth control.
See, here's the thing, okay? Back in '73, I was too, but I guess that you were around at that time, Louise. Yeah, there was the birth control pill that everybody was talking about. The pill. There were, how many women of childbearing years, they have those implants that last like 6 months or something these days. It's just not. It is when I tell you, talking about abortion is like trying to argue for VHS tapes and Blockbuster to come back. It is such a dated issue, and there's not grassroots support for it like they think. And these pundits, the reason the pundits talk this way is because they're old and out of date, these pundits.
Responsible. Why is there such a...
Okay, all right, you're repeating yourself now, so we'll move on. But appreciate the... By the way, is your mask on now as you're talking to us?
Not yet.
Okay, all right, take care. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Jim from New York. How you doing?
Hey, Jim.
James.
Good morning. So, it's funny, and this is related to the topic. So last week I called, and I got to work, and I said, I got to go, I'm at work. And you said, look, because he's a conservative, he works. Notice how this ruling comes out Friday, and thousands and tens of thousands of libs are easily able to manifest because they have no jobs. They're like liberal Al. They have nothing to do. And it's crazy that they can just, whatever they want, go out and do whatever they want because they're not productive members of society. They're nuts.
Well, the guy that attacked Mayor Giuliani had a job. He worked at the grocery store where Rudy Giuliani was attacked in. Yeah, but there's a couple of them that have jobs.
And no coverage, of course, like you said, no coverage, media blackout, just like all the others.
I'm at the grocery store to pee. He comes out of the men's room. He's taking a selfie with a lady, and one of the workers at the grocery store hit him and started dropping F-bombs about how he's going to kill women because of the Supreme Court ruling. And you... I've seen it all over the internet. I'm surprised. It really is not. You've not seen it on television yet.
Will be by the end of...
Well, that's a cover-up. This happened yesterday. I saw this yesterday.
Well, it's Sunday,
The media is still on.
It's all a cover-up. The media, they want to protect the left.
Well, if their position was popular, this story with Giuliani would be out there. But they know that the reaction from the left is not something that this country supports.
Say the story is still going to be unseen?
I'm not saying it's not going to be reported, but there's a degree. Yeah, but I don't mean shown. You know, when a public, you know, I know he's a former public official, but he's very high profile, household name in America, a war hero from 9/11 and everything else, America's mayor. It's the degree on how mentioning the story and burying it is not the. It should be top and bottom of the hour. This attack on America's mayor.
At the end of the day, it will be.
I hope so. But look at the coverage or the lack of coverage with John Roberts being threatened.
There was an assassination attempt not just on Roberts but his entire family. And what was he going to do with those zip ties? That guy. That's another one that's been silenced. That story has gotten such little attention, so little attention.
Because the left are violent. They cannot control their emotions. We conservatives run on rational thought.
That's correct.
The problem, and liberals run on emotions.
That's correct. And the liberals are going to do what they always do. They're going to try to confuse the issue. They're going to try to convince liberal women that their rights are being taken away and that abortion's not going to be available.
Yeah.
And it's a lie.
But you know what, Steve? Everybody knows that. They've lost control of the narrative, the Democrats. They don't have 3 news networks, all liberals, spewing their propaganda anymore. Everyone knows what you're saying. They can't sell these lies. I don't know how they lost. If the only stories I've seen, that they firebombed about 30 clinics have now been attacked. Pro-life pregnancy centers have been attacked. I've seen stories of abortion facilities canceling abortions because of these trigger laws. This is amazing what's happened. This is a time to celebrate, not feel like we've lost.
The crazies were out preemptively in the strip mall I work in. There's a pregnancy support center, and a bunch of college kids were screaming at this poor woman who works there, and they help women. You know, they give them food and all this other stuff. And they're screaming and yelling, and of course the biggest mouth was some dude. I think he had a gay accent. I'm guessing he was gay, screaming and yelling and all sorts of things I can't even remotely say or even use abbreviations on the air. It was that bad. Up in her face, the cops came and got rid of him, but they're disgusting.
Yeah, they are disgusting. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. Listen, we're going to take our first break of the third hour. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve is here. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1.
Attention seniors and those who care about them. How would you like to have instant access to a Medicare advocate at the touch of a button? You can for less than $1 a day with I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will assist you with doctor appointment scheduling, pharmacy issues, billing problems, plan benefits, Medicare applications. They'll even help when you're in the hospital. I Will Advocate clients are family, and they go to bat for their family when you need them the most. Let them be your golden guardians. Contact I Will Advocates right now online at iwilladvocates.com or call them directly. 954-345-1214. No matter where you're located throughout the state of Florida or nationwide. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Do you suffer from neuropathy? Maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at the Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, we are back. All right, let me get to some of the sound bites I have. Let me see here. I've got so many. Oh, yes. This is MSNBC. Tiffany Cross on MSNBC over the weekend. Listen to this.
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Gilead.
Okay, now Gilead is the name of the country in The Handmaid's Tale, is Gilead, right, where they oppress women?
Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Gilead. The Cross Connection, and I'm Tiffany Cross. Today, for the first time in 49 years, American women are waking up with less rights than we had yesterday after the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade. Now, people across the country have taken to the streets protesting this move. The majority of Americans did not want the court to overturn Roe v. Wade. A majority of Americans. But 4 men who will never bear children and 1 handmaiden decided for an entire country
That Amy Coney Barrett, she's a handmaiden for you.
That their Christian doctrine is the only way. Let me reiterate this. A woman's right to choose is a human right. A person's ability and choice to bring life in this world is their choice. But in America, where guns are the leading cause of death for children...
Well, that's not true. I think abortion was the leading cause of death.
AR-15 has more rights than a woman does. And now the Supreme Court wants to mandate birth in a country where 17 million children are hungry and more than 420,000 children are in the foster care system.
Okay, so children, as opposed to being in the foster care system, should be aborted. Isn't that something? Yeah, that's right. And that, if you think that's bad, I played this earlier in the show. This one's got to be played again. This is Ana Navarro. She's part of the Coven of the View. She went over to CNN on Friday, right after the decision, and she was with 2 other women. She's forming a new coven over on CNN. Ana Navarro, so-called Republican.
And because I have a family with a lot of special needs kids. I have a brother who's 57 and has the mental and motor skills of a 1-year-old. And I know what that means financially, emotionally, physically.
Okay, so her 57-year-old brother, she says, should have been aborted, but it gets worse.
For a family. And I know not all families can do it. And I have a step-granddaughter who was born with Down syndrome.
Okay, now she has a step-granddaughter that she believes should have been aborted, Ana Navarro.
And you know what? It is very difficult in Florida to get services. It is not as easy as it sounds on paper. And I've got
It gets worse.
another step-grandson who is very autistic.
Okay, so she has 2 step-grandchildren she thinks should have been aborted, and her brother should have been aborted.
Who has autism, and it is incredible, and their mothers and people who are in that society, who are in that community, will tell you that they considered suicide, because that's how difficult it is to get help.
Okay, yeah, so these children, I've heard, Steve, of wicked stepmothers. I've never heard of a wicked step-grandmother, but she has 2 step-grandchildren, a boy and a girl that she thinks should have been aborted, and her own brother should have been aborted.
Whole family.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you. See, this is why you got to go to Barry Siegel's Living Trust seminar and get it set up, because these remarriages happen, and look what's going on here. Let me tell you, you heard those 2 women, CNN and MSNBC, right? Foster children and the hungry should be aborted, and Down syndrome and autistic people should be aborted. If you think that's helping the left as we approach the midterms, you're in La La Land. I mean, come on. These sound like sick, twisted, disgusting people, and I think most people that hear this rhetoric agree that they're pretty sick. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Rich in Buffalo, New York.
Hey, Buffalo, New York, on the air. Go ahead.
First of all, I want to tell you what a big fan I am of yours. I've been listening to you since the election, watching you on YouTube, and you are awesome. I love
Thank you.
Steve.
Thank you.
So anyways, I have 2 autistic children, 1 severe, and I have hardly any patience, but I couldn't even imagine this world without them.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot. If you talk to people who have children who have Down's syndrome, parents of Down syndrome children, the Down syndrome kids are the most loving, caring, devoted. I mean, the parents, I mean, not that there are not challenges, because there are challenges, but they're delightful kids for the most part, and a blessing to any house. I just don't understand.
Well, you know what I'm dying to know, that Ana Navarro said that on CNN Friday, right after the decision came out. I wonder what's going on in her family right now. She wants a big chunk of her family should have been aborted in her mind. The family would be better off. They're inconvenienced, and it's costing them money. So, I mean, that's the sickest thing I've ever heard.
The state isn't giving them enough money.
Well,
and it could be bought me.
Well, maybe she could take that much-needed diet and put some of that money towards the family.
She certainly isn't going without meals.
Go.
Well, me half the Democrats play the victim and lie about.
Well, but you know what, caller? This is what I'm trying to tell Steve. These idiot pundits on television that are saying these just stupid things over the weekend. This is the example of the kind of rhetoric we've been hearing from the left since that ruling on Friday came out. This is turning people off. There are people who Friday were pro-choice that are pro-life now because of this rhetoric. I'm telling you.
Acted that way. There are other people who it sets off the rebellion thing.
Well, hey, it's America. It's America. It's America. But
yeah, but it's there.
Hey, listen, Buffalo, New York. Thanks for the call. Let me play. This is this clip here. By the way, our number's toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1. This clip here is from a pink-haired girl on TikTok. And, of course, that's where all the liberals are. And with the pink hair, you know, that's where liberalism typically is. Listen to this. This is amazing.
You know who the left should blame for the overturning of Roe versus Wade? Not the Supreme Court, not Christians, not conservatives, not Republicans, not pro-lifers. The only ones they should be blaming are themselves. It is 100% their fault Roe got overturned. A lot of people, myself included at one point in time, could sympathize with the scared teenager, with the drug addict who had no business bringing a baby into this world. We could understand that. We didn't like it, we didn't agree with it, but we could at least understand it. We went from safe, legal, and rare to up to the moment of birth. We gave you an inch and you took a mile. We drew the line when you decided that you should be able to murder a fully formed infant up to the moment it exits your body. You have no one to blame but yourselves. You know?
See now this girl here is pretty interesting because, and Bill Maher was talking in a similar way over the weekend too, who's very liberal. There are a lot of Democrats who are pro-choice, but they're not as radical as these lunatics we're seeing that believe in late term and even partial birth abortions. Okay. And the abortion activists have gotten so radical that many people, like that girl there, who are pro-choice are not that pro-choice. You understand what I mean? You know, this, and she said the safe, legal, and rare, you know, that we used to hear all the time. They have turned off their own base in the Democrat Party. They have gotten so radical. And this is not, believe me, this is not going to help them one little bit. I know that all the Democrats running for office, especially the women, are going to go out there and talk about rights and The Handmaid's Tale and Gilead and back alleys and coat hangers and stuff. But people know. The public in this country is the most informed, educated population this country's ever had because the left have lost control of the narrative. You know, Steve, the liberal viewpoints are not that popular. They seem to be much more popular than they are because they control the news media and movies and television. They're overrepresented in news and in media. So it seems like their opinions and positions are much more popular than they are. But I think that girl right there who said she was pro-choice, but they just took it too far. And she can't be with them anymore because they've taken it too far. I think this decision helps us so much, so much. It's absolutely, and it makes Trump's endorsement even more valuable because he picked some winners on that Supreme Court, man. I mean, he really did. Who would have thought? That doesn't mean that these justices are going to always come down with a ruling that we agree with, but this is the big one. This is big. I mean, this decision. The liberal equivalent, this decision is the biggest Supreme Court decision of my lifetime. This decision is so big, I don't think people realize how big it is. They know it's a big deal. It would be as if the Supreme, from a liberal viewpoint, right? An equivalent liberal decision would be if the Supreme Court ruled that the Second Amendment is now overturned. You do not have a right to own and bear arms. And the liberals would be, that's a big victory for the Democrats. That's how big this victory is. It doesn't seem like it because it got leaked out weeks ago, and people are like, oh, okay. Because the attention span, because of social media, is about 2 minutes, maybe less in this country today. So it doesn't seem, I think the impact of how big of a deal it is has been lost on a lot of people because of the leak a few weeks ago. This is without question the biggest Supreme Court decision since segregation was ended. I'm telling you, and that was 1950 whatever. I can't remember the year, But this, that's huge. Biggest decision in 60, 70 years out of the Supreme Court. And that's the way it is, without question. Now, the Trump rally in Illinois on Saturday was a spectacular rally. Did you get a chance to catch it, Steve? It was very good. It was very good. And Mike Lindell was there. And in fact, one of our listeners, Rome, Wisconsin, was there and got to meet Mike Lindell. And he spoke before President Trump came out. And of course, President Trump singled him out when he was speaking. And, tomorrow is Mike Lindell's birthday. So we'll have a special birthday celebration tomorrow for Mike Lindell on the program. But this canceling by Walmart is a big one, man. They are trying to put this guy out of business like nobody's business. It's brutal. And you go to MyPillow.com. There are incredible specials with our promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, that you can take advantage of. My mother just ordered the MyPillow 100% Giza cotton dream sheets yesterday, and she called me up to make sure she got the promo code right so she could get the buy one get one free offer, and she did. They are buy one get one free. There's over a dozen items that are buy one get one free right now with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and including the pillows. I ordered 2 new pillows last week from MyPillow, and the MyPillow mattress topper, which will change your life, is 30% off with our promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, and you get a free set of the MyPillow sheets with that mattress topper as well. So stand with Mike Lindell, support Mike Lindell, go to MyPillow.com and buy something with our promo code KANE. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879, 1-800-716-4879, promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Living Trust Workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected, even if you already have a trust. Learn how to avoid losing an inheritance to predators like divorcing spouses, lawsuits, creditors, government agencies, and the IRS. Learn how to prevent running out of money before you run out of life, and learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. You will also learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. This free Living Trust Workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 1-855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Do you suffer from neuropathy, back pain, shoulder pain, or osteoarthritis? Stop the suffering and stop the pain. Call Lighthouse Medical Center, 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation when you mention you heard them on the radio. 754-222-6642 or online at lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve is here. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. A toll-free call from anywhere. All right, Jim Acosta yesterday on CNN, he had a gay activist on, a guy, talking about Roe v. Wade, and they're very upset at Clarence Thomas.
And you said it was telling that Clarence Thomas went after the cases that he did, but he left out the case that legalized
Oh yeah, what they're talking about here is he talked about that they need to revisit some cases, Clarence Thomas, including gay marriage.
And you said it was telling that Clarence Thomas went after the cases that he did, but he left out the case that legalized interracial marriage. Thomas, of course, is married to Jenny Thomas, who is white.
Right. To me, it's a clear indication that if it's a case that impacts him directly, it's safe. But if it's a case that protects other people who are unlike him, then we're not very safe. And again, this is just such an overstep by the government, by the court, to say the government has the right to step into that room where a woman is having a conversation with her physician or with her loved ones, overstepping the right to privacy.
I don't know, Steve. I remember when Obama was president, they were having pediatricians in the exam room with their patients who were children, asking them if mommy and daddy have guns at home and how many they have and where they keep them. Remember that? What about...
Right to privacy. That's the whole point of the thing.
Yeah.
They invented it for their own devious ends.
It's a meaningless talking point. And this is one that they're really picking up on, that interracial marriage may be reversed by the Supreme Court. They keep talking about that one. And here's AOC on an interview talking about the justices.
This is a crisis of legitimacy, and President Biden must address that.
It's interesting you say that. I want to put up the Joe Manchin quote in particular on his reaction, because he used the word, he said, they testified under oath.
Okay, now this is Chuck Todd. Now, Manchin is afraid that these liberal abortion-supporting lunatics are going to track him down. So he's saying that these justices lied to him, and that's why he voted to confirm them, because he doesn't want these Jane's revenge at his front door.
He made sure that was in his release. It sounds like you believe, okay, that he might as well be saying they lied to him, that he feels like they lied to him and they lied under oath. You think the House Judiciary Committee should begin the process of an investigation there?
Yeah, good luck.
If we allow Supreme Court nominees to lie under oath, secure lifetime appointments to the highest court of the land, and then issue without basis, if you read these opinions, issue without basis rulings that deeply undermine the human and civil rights of the majority of Americans, we must see that through. There must be consequences for such a deeply destabilizing action and hostile takeover of our democratic institution.
Yeah.
Allow that to stand is to allow it to happen. And what makes it particularly dangerous is that it sends a blaring signal to all future nominees that they can now lie to duly elected members of the United States Senate in order to secure Supreme Court confirmations and seats on the Supreme Court. This is what we're saying.
Do you think lying at a confirmation hearing is an impeachable offense?
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. I believe lying under oath is an impeachable offense. I believe that violating federal law in not disclosing income from political organizations, as Clarence Thomas did years ago, is also potentially an impeachable offense.
Oh, wow. So all these justices now need to be impeached because they ruled wrong. What's the point of the court if you're just going to have a kangaroo court that you threaten with prison and impeachment and investigations if they have a the way they think. Here's Elizabeth Warren. She gave an interview. Actually, this interview was historic. This is Elizabeth Warren's first interview from a TP.
For that. So instead, it was about getting extremist judges into the United States Supreme Court. And let's see how much credibility those justices have now. Replay the tapes of one after another saying that Roe versus Wade is settled law and no one disturbs settled law.
And I was going to ask you about that, Senator.
They count the numbers, they toss it out.
And Senator Susan Collins, who voted for Justice Kavanaugh, as well as Joe Manchin, have said they were misled. Do you think the process should change now? Of confirming justices.
Look, I understand that Justice Kavanaugh, for example. I don't know what he said to Senator Collins. I wasn't in the room. But I do know this, that the Republicans have been very overt about trying to get people through the court.
Yeah.
Have a published record on Roe, but who they knew, wink, wink,
Well, they do now.
were going to be extremists on the issue of Roe versus Wade. And that is exactly what we have ended up with. This court has lost legitimacy,
Oh.
have burned whatever legitimacy they may still have had
Here we
after
go.
their gun decision, after
Mm-hmm. Here comes big finale here.
they just took the last of it and set a torch to it with the Roe versus Wade opinion. I believe we need to get some confidence back in our court, and that means we need more justices on the United States Supreme Court.
There we go. Yeah, we need more justices on the court, and we need 4 more. Yeah. Yeah.
This is where the focus is going to go. They're going to try to pack these courts.
Mm-hmm. Good luck.
Where that's
Good luck. Good luck with that one. And, of course, they need to appoint 3, 4, 5, and, of course, Biden gets to appoint them all. Yeah, we'll have it, yeah. Yeah, keep up with that one. Keep up with that one. You're on the... Yeah, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Cassie from Oregon.
Hey, Oregon, what's up?
What a bunch of dangerous women that Anna Navarro and that Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez and that Maxine Waters and that Liz Warren. Who? Man, oh man.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I'm a disabled person, and people like that scare the heck out of me.
Well, hey, listen, Anna Navarro believes disabled people should be aborted, apparently.
Yeah, that sounds just like Hitler.
Well, it sounds like Hitler because that's what he said in German. But, yeah. Yeah.
People like that just scare the garbage out of me.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think it would scare me, too. If I were one of these people that Anna Navarro thought should have been aborted.
Be shut.
I'll tell you, okay, thanks for the call. What was even worse about her is she's talking about members of her own family. Her brother, her step-grandchildren. I mean, this is... Whew.
some enterprising journalists should really pursue that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You make contacts within the family and find out how that's being processed by the family.
Yeah.
It's a story.
If that woman was married to my father and was saying that about my children, I would tell Dad, you're not seeing me or the grandchildren as long as you're married to that woman, Anna Navarro. She's got to go.
Got to be, but that's one of the hot stories around today.
Yeah, it's the reaction.
Chooses to pursue it.
Yeah. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is JJ from Mass.
Hey, JJ.
Hey, JJ.
Okay. Good morning, gentlemen. I think with regard to the Democrats and first off the Supreme Court adding more Supreme Court justices, I mean, when are they going to find time to do that? They're all done in 2022. They're not going to have any senators to vote yes. They'll just never get it done, and Trump's in 2024, so that's a non-event. As far as Planned Parenthood goes, that's one of their big money-washing, laundering operations. I think the Democrats are more upset about losing, that one of their avenues of spreading money around. They're not concerned about the babies, so they're worried about the children. Not worried about the children. They're worried about the money. They're losing. Planned Parenthood is a non-event now in most states. With Navarro, that drove me crazy listening to her. My brother has an autistic child. He's grown now, and grown as in he's like 19. He just finished his first year of college at Dartmouth.
Wow.
Straight in at Dartmouth, and he's autistic. He's very. I can't think of what the diagnosis was, but all these babies deserve a shot. There should be a questionnaire in any abortion clinic that said 3 questions. Does the father want to abort the baby? Okay, yes. Does the mother want to abort the baby? Yes. Does the baby want to be aborted? If the baby says no,
Yeah. But you know what though? Okay, this thing with Ana Navarro is far worse than anything. It's one thing when someone is talking about in theory. Okay, like I gave an example when Sarah Palin was running for vice president in 2008. She had a child with Down syndrome, a newborn baby, and people would call us on the show and say she shouldn't have brought a child like that into the world. Now that's bad, but they're removed. Ana Navarro was talking about her own blood, her brother, and she's talking about her step-grandchildren, and she called them out very specifically on national television. That takes it beyond the abstract and is saying that 3 members of her own family should not even be living, that they're too burdensome, and she said because the burden that they bring upon the rest of the family.
I can't imagine her family. I mean, if I heard one of my relatives say something like that about my nephew, I would
be done.
On the door.
Well, but we don't know. We don't know what the reaction within the family was.
From the story, like you said, you follow up. Some journalists actually follow up on that. I can't believe
well, I'm sure. She's on the Coven of the View. I'm sure Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg will get right to the point of that today.
Yeah. It's right. I saw this coming. Roe versus Wade. I mean, I read a lot about it a few years back, and just came listening to everybody and the woman herself that it was a con job and reality.
Well, we all knew that. Okay, we knew that what it was, the Roe v. Wade, this right to privacy was absurd. But and more people realize that over the last 2.5 years with all the lockdowns, shutdowns, and restrictions that are put upon us medically. Yeah, but nobody's listening. Nobody's buying that crap except people that already agree with it. And the thing about it is, though, no one thought Roe v. Wade would ever be overturned because George W. Bush and all the rest never got it done and never really actively tried. Donald Trump, when he in his debates,
when Trump did what he did, that's when I had faith. And then I found out that Ruth Bader Ginsburg said during the interview, if it was with Katie Couric or whatever, ABC, CBS, that she said that she thought it was decided wrongly, but they didn't play that.
Yeah, well...
Like, oh my God, this could actually happen.
Well, it happened, and it happened because of Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade. Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade on Friday. Think about that. That's amazing. Hey, listen, we gotta run. Time for our last break. We'll come back with the first gold report of the week. Our number, 888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Callers on hold, stand by. We'll be right back.
From neuropathy, maybe you do and you don't even know it. Do you have numbness, pain, burning, or tingling in your hands and feet? Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching? Are you not sleeping? Does it feel like pins and needles in your hands and feet? Maybe you have no feeling at all. The symptoms can make life unbearable, but there is help at Lighthouse Medical Center. Call 754-222-6642 for a no-charge consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are State of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, and it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca with the first gold and precious metals report of the week. William Youngerman, how the metals look this week?
Metals look very stable again. For weeks now, we've seen a trading range of anywhere from $1,800 to $1,840 on gold, and mostly above 21 on silver, although last week we did get below $21 for a moment. On Friday we got down to $20.60 before recovering all the way back up to $21.14, closing up 19 cents on Friday. Gold closed up $4.10 on Friday at $1,826.40, while platinum was up $1 at $908, and palladium closed up $26 on Friday at $1,802. The rally kind of is continuing this morning. We got up to $1,842 so far this morning, but right now we're at $1,830. That's up $3.60. Silver trades in range overnight from $21.10 to $21.65, and is up 21 cents right now at $21.35 the ounce. While platinum is up $2 at $910, and palladium is up $58 at $1,060. That's pretty much how we're starting off this week, kind of the way we've been in ranges for a few weeks now, and still giving us great buying opportunities.
Yeah, and not only do you sell the metals, but you buy them. Can you tell people what kind of items you purchase?
Yes, indeed. We purchase all of the precious metals, regardless of the form, pretty much. In precious metals, platinum, silver, gold, and palladium. The other things we purchase are rare coins, 90% silver, sterling silver flatware sets, old broken jewelry that you've got that we refine, as well as rare collectibles and paper money that we've actually paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for banknotes that people thought were nothing. So anything that you have laying around in collectibles, maybe you've been sitting in a safe deposit box, an old pocket watch or something, bring it on in. We'll give you a free appraisal.
Yeah, even old jewelry that may be broken or maybe just out of date and kind of ugly. If it's made of the metals, stop on in. Now, William Youngman, they open up weekdays at 10 a.m., located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. You can find them online at williamyoungerman.com or give them a call directly at 800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, take care. Oh, man. So, no, this was just a glorious winning weekend, Steve. I mean, I felt like when that decision came down, I was energized, especially watching CNN. They were physically ill on CNN on Friday. It was fun to watch. It really was.
On this, there's no question.
Yeah, I know. They didn't think. I think they thought, the liberals, because, this leaked out weeks ago. I think the left, in particular these media liberals, I think they believed that they had bothered the Supreme Court so much with these people out in front of their homes and everything that one or two of them might have flipped. That's what happened with Obamacare. If you remember, they had the hopes that they could flip. The problem with when the Obamacare ruling came down, when CNN announced the ruling, they read it wrong. They said the Supreme Court shot down Obamacare, and then they corrected it a few minutes later. And what had happened was John Roberts had changed his opinion at the last moment, and reports came out later on that he and Scalia had gotten into a shouting match over this. They did something, and no one knows really what it is. There's been people that have speculated, but they did something with John Roberts that got him to flip his opinion on Obamacare back in 2010. And I think they thought they put so much pressure on these justices in the last few weeks since this leak came out that they would be able to flip some of them. I really do, because I was flipping between CNN and MSNBC Friday, and I was watching throughout the weekend and they were really, they were not prepared for it, even though the leak had happened weeks ago. So I think they thought that they still had a chance, especially since the court kept putting it off, right? All these decisions were coming out. We're waiting. Oh, there must be some debate going on. No. I think the protest firmed it up that no one was going to change their opinion. You can't intimidate justices. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Al in Boca Raton. It's going to be an interesting week with all what's going on here, but
With what? What does the age of a law have to do with anything? I'm under the impression that the Supreme Court ruled that the laws that said black people were property, although they were very old laws, were as unconstitutional. So because you just referenced this ridiculous talking point of the left that because Roe v. Wade is almost 50 years old, that it's an old law and old laws should stay laws because they've been around for a long time.
That's not the argument. The argument is you have 3 justices who lied to get on the bench.
What's the lie they told?
I'm not Clarence.
What's the lie they told?
They say that understood stare decisis applies to Roe versus.
Well, he got all mumbly. I couldn't even understand those words. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you this. You get on tape these 3 justices saying, "I will never, under any circumstance, when a case becomes in front of us, I will never, under any circumstances, rule against Roe v. Wade," and we'll play that on the radio tomorrow. All right? You're on the radio. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Deerfield.
Hey, Brian.
Decision that came.
I'm waiting for
The Democratic Party is basically bankrupt when it comes to ideas. But again, we're dealing with it. Which is all they have left. Once that comes down, the Democratic Party is basically just a paper tiger. And you see these pundits coming on who are absolutely hysterical. In the marketplace of ideas, I think people are finally starting to see that these people that are on television stuff are total nut jobs.
Yes, correct.
And that's good to see. It takes a lot of time and a lot of patience to get these things done. But it seems like it's building some momentum now. And again, this decision, you're absolutely on target on that, was absolutely gigantic. Absolutely gigantic. So hopefully people will see it for what it is and examine their thoughts on this junk that the Democrats.
I mean, if what I was talking, what I was trying to tell you, Steve, and I know, Colin, if you pick up on this, if these liberal jerks on CNN and MSNBC thought this was going to help them in the midterms, they wouldn't be so depressed on the air.
They definitely are. And that's the biggest thing I see, how depressed they are and how they've really spun out of control completely. They're like a loose cannon now. And I think the rank and file of the Democratic Party are starting to see, hey, you know what? These are our leaders. These are their ideas. That's not for me.
Yeah. All right, Brian in Deerfield, take care. Thanks for the call. Oh, Steve, we got to tell everyone about your neuropathy. And just to report on Steve's neuropathy, the signs and symptoms of it, they're gone. Lighthouse Medical Center, which treats neuropathy, I mean, it's just done wonders for you.
The common misconcept in the street is that neuropathy is incurable. They don't like that word cure. The fact is, the symptoms, which are so painful and uncomfortable, you can get rid of those symptoms, and they do it it happens every day at Lighthouse Medical, and they're a great bunch of people. They've developed techniques and treatments that get rid of the horrible pain, the numbness, your feet, you can't even feel your feet, you lose your balance. All those things are easily handleable and fixable, and they'll talk to you as Steve Kane listeners. The consultation, absolutely no charge. Go in, talk to them. It can turn your life around. Tell them.
Yeah, let me give the number. And, Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano has been in practice with the same family in Pompano for 75 years. That is a long time, especially in a new community like South Florida. They very well may be the oldest practice in Broward County. I mean, 75 years with the same family, and that says a lot about their credibility. Yep, here's the number. Give them a call. Take advantage of that free consultation and say goodbye to your neuropathy. 754-222-6648. 6642. 754-222-6642. Online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Now, we're almost out of time, and, there's a format change that's starting next week. And Steve and I will be here live on the 4th of July, which is the start of the new format change. And you'll learn more about it as the week goes on, and we'll announce everything as things go on. But there's some new elements that are going to be added to the program, which means Steve and I will be taking our breaks on time for the first time in many, many years. And I've got the clock right here in front of me, Steve, and I got to have this imprinted. So the day of the late break and getting involved in this traffic jam with some of our callers, well, those days are going to go goodbye in about a week. And it'll be a struggle for the two of us for a few days, but we'll get used to it. All right, listen, we're all out of time. You want to sign us off, Steve?
For today, we will be back to do it all over again tomorrow. And until then, on behalf of our associate producer, Lori Kane, my partner, friend, and co-host, Brian Craig, I'm yours truly, Steve Kane. See you tomorrow. God bless America.
This is the Talk of South Florida, 95.3, 96.9, AM 1470, WWNN Pompano Beach, a VCMG Live station.
All right, guys. Hey, listen, thanks everyone for tuning in. I got to take off. I got a bunch. This is like a super, super busy Monday. But before you go, if you're new here, please subscribe. Everyone like the video. And if you've not already done it, go watch my saying goodbye to Disney video that I made on Saturday. All right, guys, I got to run. I'll see you